This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stuttgart's podcast.
You read her on Bleacher Report. She is one of the hosts of the Too Many Men podcast. She is Sara Civian. Sara, hello. How are you today?
Oh, I'm fabulous now. How are you guys?
So help us out here with a conversation we were having earlier with, you got putting the politics part aside with Team USA winning, but USA, Canada, massive rivalry no matter what. Is there a scenario, like, could Connor Hellebuyck, who was amazing and won the gold medal, is there a scenario where the home crowd could wind up booing him when he's introduced?
I think so, and it's not just because of the politics, right? It's because the amount of times he wasn't able to do exactly what he did in the playoffs, whether it's his fault or not. I do have problems with the way the Winnipeg Jets are structured, but beyond that, I think Jets fans are really frustrated with the way this season has gone, and they're kind of frustrated with the opportunities lost when they had a Hart Trophy winning goalie.
What about Austin Matthews? Like, same situation, right? Where not winning big in the playoffs, wins a gold medal as the captain. Could they boo him?
Yeah, they boo their own quite often, so I'd say they're more likely to boo. And they already got the headlines coming out that he's a traitor, so it is what it is in Toronto, as always.
The conversation is going to be whether Connor McDavid likes it or not, whether or not he can make a Stanley Cup run with his pals up there in Edmonton this springtime, and especially coming off of losing the gold medal game. What sort of odds do you put on their ability in what feels like a top-heavy Campbell conference? I'm not going to call it the West. It seems like there are a couple of real heavyweights.
But by saying that Campbell and then saying you're not going to call it the West,
now
you
I'm being
calling
cute.
it the West.
You're right. I'm being cute. I'm being self-aware. But nevertheless, Sara, how say you?
Yes. Nevertheless, that's the current playoff format is gonna sting them there, because you look at how hard it is to get out of the West, right? With the Central Division, the top three there. But then again, they might eat each other alive in the first round. So I think that actually might give the Oilers in the Pacific a better shot. But they have to get past, of course, the Golden Knights. Then there's a few younger teams coming up. I don't know. The Kings are kind of flailing, and they're without Fiala now. So I think McDavid, he's so motivated to get it done. He has that bridge deal. I could see it happening. At the same time, the goaltending, it's improved since Skinner's gone, but can you really say that? I guess
Has
we'll have
it,
to see
though?
what they do.
I don't know.
They
Better
did
with Tristan Jarry, with whom I'm quite familiar.
Yeah, right. I think it was a decent change of scenery, but I don't have a lot of confidence in him getting to a Stanley Cup and winning it, right?
So with the season starting back up last night following the Olympic break, you got some of the Team USA players have spoken, have talked about the whole, the controversy surrounding the joke about the women's national team and Trump on the phone when they're celebrating. Let's give this a listen here. Here's goalie Jeremy Swayman talking about how they probably should have reacted differently to that phone call and joke.
We should have reacted differently. We know that we are so excited for the women's team. We have so much respect for the women's team, and to share that gold medal with them is something that we're forever grateful for. And now that we're home, we get to share that together forever and see the incredible support that we have from the USA and sharing this incredible gold medal.
Sara, your thoughts there?
Yeah, that's all we needed, right? You kind of just wanted one apology, one admittance of, hey, we should have handled that differently. No one was saying they were evil. I guess there were some really intense reactions, but people are just a little fed up with this whole it's a joke thing. So I think just admitting, hey, the joke was in bad taste, and now it has spawned this whole conversation. What Swayman did helps kind of quiet that and get the focus back on how dominant these two USA teams are and how much they deserve to actually be celebrated.
Well, Trump in the State of the Union said that he's going to invite the women's team to the White House. Do you think they will accept that invitation?
No, I think they're focused on positivity, right? I think the statement some of them made, while they weren't extremely negative, I think that was by design. I think it was kind of, hey, we want to party with Flavor Flav, right? He celebrated us. Go where you're wanted, not where you're tolerated.
Okay, so with that said, U.S. women's hockey captain is Hillary Knight. Here she is on Trump's comments.
No, I just thought the joke was distasteful and unfortunate. And I think, just the way women are represented, it's a great teaching point to really shine light on how women should be championed for their amazing feats. And now I have to sort of sit, and anybody has to sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility. But what is shifting the focus and shifting the narrative of this amazing accomplishment that we all did together. And granted, the men's and the women's team did it together, and that is super special. It's never been done in our program's history. It's something we're extremely proud about. But these women are amazing, and whatever is going on shouldn't never outshine or minimize their work and our success on the world stage. This was the best American women's hockey team, the best American team we've ever put together on a world stage when the lights have been the brightest ever. And so I think everybody felt that, going through the tournament. And I want to celebrate. I want people to be remembered for that. I want the legacy of this team to be remembered. And so that's what I'm trying to shift the narrative on and really focus on championing what we've done and what we've accomplished the last 2.5 weeks together.
So, Sarah, you're obviously a huge hockey fan. When the joke was made in the locker room, the players laughed. Your immediate reaction was what?
Just sick of it, right? I mean, you don't want this to get political, right? And it was like we were all enjoying and unified as a country, enjoying this moment and the dominance, and kind of we did it for the first time in 46 years to the day. And then they let the FBI director in the locker room, and this happens, right? Because the director, Kash Patel, was kind of using this as a political moment to make it that, right? And I don't know if Team USA understands that's what happened, right? So that's why they are saying, hey, we didn't want this to get political. This isn't about politics. I genuinely believe that they didn't want that to happen, but regardless of if they understand it or not, it did. So it was really frustrating to see that. Hi.
I feel, oh, man.
Coming at you, Cash.
So let me ask you, Sarah, I feel like we do this. Now, all of us here, big hockey fans, all right? So we get it. We're watching the games. It's the greatest sport. It's so much fun. The players love it. The players care. It's what separates it from the other sports, in my opinion. But I wonder, we had the Four Nations face-off last year, and everyone's like, oh, my God, this is so amazing. I didn't realize how great hockey is. And then you have the Olympics. Oh, my God, this is so great. I didn't realize how great hockey is. When are we going to get to the point that all those people who didn't realize how great hockey is, like that the NHL and hockey now actually, ascends in this country if we're all acknowledging how amazing the sport is?
I will say, I mean, to a sports fan that is a fan of other sports except hockey, I think the frequency of hockey is a lot, and kind of, you look at the games, they're not all best on best, right? And there's 82 of them, and there's kind of maybe the rules with overtime. I'd see a little change in that could be helpful, where it's like more than ever this season, teams are chasing a loser point. The third period's an absolute dud. I think switching that up a little bit might honestly help.
I think people struggle legitimately with the fundamental element of hockey being played on ice. I sincerely believe that we forget that for long stretches of time, years on end even, that it's like whatever the activity is, like also, yeah, here, take a stick and then hit the circle into the net thing. Also, do it on skates. Every activity would be much more difficult if you had them do that. Talk about, though, the guys wearing the skates on the banks of the Three Rivers. No 87 for the next 4 weeks or so. What chances do you give them of surviving a gauntlet of a March schedule?
My goodness. I mean, you saw even the best of the best offense in Team Canada kind of fall apart without their leader, right? The way they were playing with Crosby was significantly different than without Crosby. And I think, unfortunately for Pittsburgh, you're going to see a little bit of that unless you get some stepping up. But this team was never really meant to. I mean, Malkin has been amazing, right, this season, too. So maybe you'll see him kind of pick up the slack in one of his last seasons. I don't know, but it's going to be really tough without Crosby, who was leading the team before he got injured. It really stinks that this is the case, and I'm sure he's more frustrated than anyone. But we saw that video of him taping a youth hockey player's stick yesterday. So he's just one of the best people ever, and I hope he has a speedier recovery, but it's not looking like that. And of course, they're right in the mix in the playoffs, and nobody thought they'd be. So kudos to him, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, they're loaded up in the forward group at minimum. Sarah, everybody, when I try to make a hockey point, they point and laugh at me. So I'll turn to your expert insight instead. I contend that if John Cooper were given a choice before the gold medal game, give me the players that are essential to you to have dressed for this game, I think he would have gone Cale Makar 1 and Crosby 2 before he gets to McDavid or anyone else. How say you? Mike Ryan disagrees with that opinion.
I think Macklin Celebrini was so fast in the 3-on-3. If we're talking about that, I think you need the speed. I think.
Oh no, I'm talking about just dressing. Period for the game.
Oh, Crosby, you think he should have like?
I think if he had a choice, I think it was a death knell for the Canadians to say we don't have our captain available for this big game.
I think this is one of the hardest questions I've ever been asked because in retrospect, since they lost, I'm going to say yes. But at the same time, I think Crosby would do everything humanly possible to play. So the fact that he didn't means that he really couldn't, and he would have been a detriment to the team.
The Maple Leafs return home on Saturday against Ottawa. What do you think Austin Matthews, the reception is going to be for him?
Oh, it's tricky. I think the Leafs fans right now want a playoff push, and they are in a position where they could have a good trade deadline and could make a playoff push. I think they're going to rally behind their captain, who is playing quite well for them before the break. But I think in general in Canada, it seems like a lot of angry people. So I'm very curious to see what the reception is Canada-wide, right? But I think I think if any of the teams don't make the playoffs, it's going to be a lot of retrospective boos. I'm not sure if the boos are going to rain down quite yet during these playoff races.
Sarah, let me ask you something really important here. If a team wins the Stanley Cup this year, but they didn't have to play and beat the Florida Panthers because the Panthers missed the playoffs, should there be an asterisk?
Oh, we're already doing the Carolina Hurricanes asterisk, aren't we? That's gives them a clear path finally without the big bad Panthers. So I think no. I think these guys, it's just a testament to a late delayed cup hangover, that all of the injuries. But guess what? They reported today that everybody's healthy and ready to make this trip, or at least ready to make the upcoming road trip, except Barkov, and he will be skating in a few weeks. So maybe the Panthers sneak back in and annoy us all again.
Do you expect Matthew Tkachuk to be skating with a hangover tonight?
Survived that
I got emotional. I get very emotional.
Cut that one, please.
When I think of Matthew Tkachuk, I get very emotional.
Bad moment.
For our country.
Strike!
Listen, nothing makes me more patriotic than Matthew Tkachuk partying at Elbow Room. Genuinely, that's how I want him to handle this. So I say he's deserved the hangover, and I think nobody plays hurt better than him. So I don't care. Bring on the hangover.
Dave, how about we introduce Sarah to our new game, Hockey Player or Prescription?
Sarah knows it's a global sport. She understands the Scandinavian names have really jazzed up the sport. Let's do that. A lot of them sound like prescription drugs, Sarah. You're an expert on the NHL. Let's see if I can dupe you here. Cobenfy.
Prescription.
Well, hold on.
Blackhawks goaltender Zach Cobenfy or schizophrenia treatment Cobenfy.
That's going to be a schizophrenia treatment for sure.
Imagine what could be. Cobenfy. We've really crossed the line when we're doing positive jingles about schizophrenia. And yet I still want to be the people in the commercial because their lives appear to be much better than mine is. Well done, Sarah. While you sit and watch, Chris Cody's having a tough morning so far here. Anybody who remembers the Lions knows what I'm talking about here. Quickly, Sarah, you can coach him here. The answer is Parayko. Sizable St. Louis Blues defenseman Colton Parayko or chronic bronchitis treatment Parayko.
I think a lot of people on that roster are suffering from bronchitis from how terrible this season has gone, but that is, in fact, a Blues defenseman.
All right, let's hear what Chris thinks.
Lions.
Wow, it
Sarah
is a
wins
Blues
this one.
defenseman. Excellent job. That's a good game, Dave.
All right.
Hockey player
Good music,
or prescription. Yeah, you pat yourself on the back for that one. Sara Civian, you can check her out on Bleacher Report and the Too Many Med podcast. And she has a Substack, The Civ Report. Good talking to you,
Great
Sarah.
name.
One more question quickly. Sarah, who's the biggest name that's going to be moved at the trade deadline?
Ooh, I mean, it was already Quinn Hughes. That doesn't count. I'm going to go Vincent Trocheck.
Ooh.
Former Panther.
Where do you think?
To the Wild. I mean, Bill Guerin has seen enough.
All right. Good job, Sarah. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Sarah.
Anytime. Thanks so much for having me. Bye, guys.
It is time to talk to you kind folks about one of our best partners, one of our longest tenured partners, Miller Lite. You know, we've been with Miller Lite for about half of their illustrious existence, and I couldn't be more grateful.
We often ask you to support those who support us.
So the other day, I was fully in stay-at-home mode, had the left turns on, relaxing on the couch, long day, sweatpants, remote in hand, already planning which sporting event I was gonna flip to next. Then a friend texted me, nothing big, hey, why don't we just have a small hang? And I said, come on over, pal. I got the Miller Lites on deck. I put out a bucket filled with ice-cold, beautiful white cans of Miller Lite, and we had ourselves a Sunday. Next thing you know, the race is tight. Everybody's yelling at the TV. We're toasting our beers, and we look at each other, we take a sip, and we know that we made the right call. Cheers to the legendary moments with Miller Lite. Great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
DraftKings Sportsbook puts you in the middle of basketball's biggest star-driven moments. Bet player props, bet live, and when a game turns fast, DraftKings has your back with early exit. If your player gets injured anytime in the first half, your bet stays alive. And once it settles, you still get paid in cash. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code DAN. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's with code DAN. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Don Batard.
I saw a post on Twitter yesterday how the Toronto Maple Leafs, that they won the division. Guess what? It's been 2 years, and that's 2 years too long.
Stugats.
Could take that ass too.
Ah, we're taking 2 asses.
This is the Don Batard Show with the Stugats.
See this, I think a couple days ago, maybe a day ago, 2 days ago, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame announced their nominees for the year 2026 of our Lord. And I did not know that we are still doing the thing where, hold up, these groups or musicians or singers, it's not rock music. So why are they being inducted potentially to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Like I thought, like for instance, some of the names on here: Mariah Carey, Lauryn Hill, New Edition,
Sade.
Like these are not
Pink.
These are not rock acts. But I thought we had this conversation like years ago. We're doing it again?
I can't believe that we're here again. They reheat this like every 5 years.
So I'm right. That we did do this already.
We always do this.
Gene Simmons' fault.
It should be the Music Hall of Fame. I don't care.
Should be the American Music Hall of Fame.
Then they get the Beatles out of there and the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
No.
Yes, I'm with
It's
you.
a
Let's get them
global
out.
thing. Like many of these great bands are not from the U.S. of A., and that's fine. Music's a global thing.
I feel like it's implied at this point that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is just It's the Music Hall of Fame, right?
Yes, and I don't understand why we're all getting upset about it.
Like, was it a little bit of a weird thing at first when the first non-rock act was nominated, inducted? Yeah, and that sparks a valid conversation.
How many Americas we talking here, Roy?
About 5.
Yeah.
I just feel like we settled on this a while ago. It's just great musical acts.
I legitimately also think that it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And because it's in the United States, like we talked about yesterday or the day before, you kind of run out of gas if you're trying to focus on just U.S. bands in rock and roll, because even though rock and roll, much like jazz and otherwise, and hip-hop start in the U.S., the Brits alone have beaten us at our own game there. Beatles, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin all come before the first American band, you would say. But Roy, you push back a little bit on that idea. Who's the greatest American band of all time?
Well, I mean, first of all, the Rolling Stones, they based their music off of blues, which originated
They
here.
all did.
Doesn't matter.
Led
They're
Zeppelin
from
too.
over there. They're from there.
Come on.
All right, whatever. As far as band is concerned, I mean, I wouldn't say Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm going off of my perspective. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Maze, Kool and the Gang, that sort of thing. But that's what I grew up on.
Did you have Roy being a guy who, like, the first band that he mentions that he loves is Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Sure. He strikes me as a sort of an old soul.
Okay.
Why is that? Let's explore.
I'm just asking. That's all. I didn't expect it.
So apparently, like 10 to 12.
What did you expect?
Apparently, 10 to 12 nominees make it. So I don't know. Who is there?
Okay, yeah, so hold on a second. Okay, so you're telling me there's a certain number of nominees that it can't go over?
So out of all these names, I'm going to rattle off the entire list. Some of these names conceivably won't get in. The Black Crowes, Jeff Buckley, Mariah Carey, Phil Collins, Melissa Etheridge, Ms. Lauryn Hill, Billy Idol, In Excess, Iron Maiden, Joy Division / New Order. They're going in as...
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know Joy Division?
I don't think so.
You don't know New Order?
Well, that's the same thing, clearly. Right?
No, it's not, because they have a different... That's Joy Division.
Yeah,
and then the
frontman dies.
The lead singer of Joy Division took his own life, and then they became New Order, which was a little bit more poppy. You know, Bizarre Love Triangle.
I don't think so.
Every time I see you.
Okay.
You did this the other day where you didn't know who the Smiths were.
No.
What is
I
that?
absolutely know who the Smiths are. I did not recognize that was a Smiths song.
You not knowing who Joy Division is just crazy.
All right, keep going.
We move on. New Edition, Oasis, Pink, Sade, Shakira, Luther Vandross, and Wu-Tang Clan.
So you're telling me it's only not all of them can get in, only a certain number can get in a specific year. I also wonder, what is the time frame? Is that be like 20 years after your first album released or something like that?
I guess because, you know, some of these names don't feel like they've been around like all that long. Like Shakira doesn't feel like she's been around like that.
What?
Shakira's definitely 20 years.
No, I know. I know. Listen, I had the box down in Kendall. I remember Ojo Sasi.
You know about those hips?
Right.
Okay, but if we're going away from it being rock bands, is John Coltrane in? Because if you said, I have said many times before, we need to move all existing halls of fame up to where they belong on Mount Pius, since we have rules about whether or not Barry Bonds is allowed to be in there, the Hit King, and so on.
I love Pius.
But what we would need to do is replace all those halls of fame with the Hall of All and start fresh. And with what would be the inaugural class? Let's say it's the 20 greatest athletes, regardless of how they behave themselves off our fields of play. Who would go in? One of those names would certainly be Babe Ruth, right? So you got to start at the beginning. And if you're now opening this all up,
How many slots do we have?
if you're let's say 20.
Babe Ruth? I don't know.
You don't think Babe Ruth would be one of the three
Willie
best
Mays.
baseball players? Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, Babe Ruth, I think would be.
Where's Shohei Ohtani?
I can't believe he doesn't know who Joy Division / New Order
Oh,
is.
whatever.
That's
I will
crazy.
lose no
I
sleep.
get down on my
Who
knees and
Ohtani's
You're
the
a
greatest of all
music
time
guy.
right now.
Is he a music guy?
He's not a music guy. He's a
He's not a
Pearl
music
Jam
guy.
guy.
He's
He's
not.
a
Pearl Jam guy.
John Coltrane is a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, but here's what they need to do with the nominees. It's not even about merit. It's we need to make can't miss television. You need to put Mariah Carey in with all the other divas.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You need to put Mariah Carey in with Ms. Lauryn Hill.
Absolutely.
You need to put her in with Sade, Shakira, and Pink. That needs to happen.
Okay, hold on a second.
Yes to all of them.
All of those you think are shoo-ins for the Hall of Fame?
No, I don't care.
He said what should
What about
happen.
Pink?
No. They all need to be in there to see how Mariah responds to this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that we're trying to make a television event. First off, we don't know what time Lauryn Hill's showing up, all right? She may or may not decide to go, all right? And then you got Sade, who's got this air of mystery around her, doesn't do a lot of public appearances, and you got to have Mariah Carey there confronting all these people. Who does she have respect for? Who does she not have the time of day for? I'm telling you right now, there's no way she likes Pink!
Mariah Carey, though, should be a shoo-in, right?
So many number one hits.
Mariah Carey?
Christmas song alone.
Hold the phone.
Showing your ass
Dave
there, Dave.
Damashek,
Yeah,
what are you
showing
doing
your
that
ass.
face for?
I don't-
Mariah Carey, what are you talking about?
I find her, at minimum, I find her Christmas song overrated.
A Christmas song
It's not
gets
the
played a
greatest
lot.
Christmas song
Dude,
of all time.
in the
There's no
90s,
people want to make
in the
it.
90s, she had chart-topping hit
You know
after
that song
chart-topping
she
hit.
did with ODB? Come on
Like
now.
what? I don't.
What do you mean,
honestly-
what are
I
you
don't
doing
know
here?
Mariah Carey's
You're Mariah Carey
song.
catalog.
We could tell. Showing your bare ass.
What are you talking about?
I
Pale
don't
bare
know
ass.
what songs
This is
Mariah
like saying,
Carey
who's
sings.
this Michael Jordan I keep hearing about?
Yeah.
Oh, Mariah Carey's on that level?
Absolutely.
Yes, you don't know about One Sweet Day?
Guys. Put up the photo.
They
again.
don't have Mariah Carey in communism. What are you guys doing?
In
Come on.
communism.
In commie, they don't have the Mariah Carey. They have whatever
There
this
it is.
What do you listen to, the Soviet national anthem every day?
I'll tell you, if
Sing
the
a
video
Mariah
team,
Carey song for me.
if the video team's going to put up a shot
What's
of
her
Mariah
most
Carey,
famous
it's going to
song?
be prime Mariah Carey.
Shining down on me from heaven, like so many friends we lost along the way.
I swear, I have no idea what that song is.
And I know eventually we'll be together.
I think the
One
worst
sweet day
means nothing to me. I think the single worst stretch of music, a genre of music that was popular, was the so-called nu metal, Korn, and all of that was just atrocious. Second for me, 90s R&B, and I assume that's what you're putting it in.
Shoo-ba-doop-ba, shoo-ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-da.
I don't know that song.
You'll always be a
I like R&B. I don't like 90s R&B.
Oh, darling, 'cause you'll always be my baby. You and I will always be. You and I.
What a catalog.
Yep.
Color Me Bad, you want to do that too?
And then
I
a
mean,
hero
Comes along with the strength to carry on.
And
You don't know this song?
You never went to the
That one-
dentist?
that one rings a bell.
You don't. You have dirty teeth. You never went to a dentist.
Survive. Oh, what? Sorry.
I mean, so far I'm 0 for 3, 0 for 4. Keep on
Heaven with my boyfriend, my loving boyfriend.
singing. So far, I don't feel like I missed a lot.
Feeling, but I'm not sleeping. What you gonna do when you get out of jail? I'm gonna do a remix. That was Diddy's part. I should have done that.
Yeah.
Man, somebody needs to make you a
Okay,
Mariah
he's
Carey
on.
mixtape.
Man, me and Mariah, we go back like babies and pacifiers.
ODB.
Dan Batard.
John Zaslow, how you love that catchphrase. Bad news for opposing teams in the AAA.
Stugats.
He's all smiles till LeBron's on clutch again, clutch again, clutch again.
This is the Dan Batard Show with the Stugats.
Mariah Carey's a shoo-in. The other ones you mentioned there, the other pop acts. Nah, so
Why you
Lauryn Hill.
so obsessed with me? But I wanna know. Lying like you sexing me. But I wanna know.
Lions, Cody.
Who else is a shoo-in on this list?
Lauryn Hill.
Lauren
Hill's a shoo-in? I don't think so, man.
She had one out. Well, she
I don't
had one
think so.
album.
It's
But she
quite
went-
possibly the most complete album ever created.
But she had the one album. This isn't Lauryn Hill as a member of the Fugees.
Yeah, I don't
this
think
is
so,
just
man.
Ms. Lauryn
Dog,
Hill.
that album.
So there's two of these. I know Jeff Buckley had another release, but Jeff Buckley had the one album, and I'm a huge Jeff Buckley guy. I don't think he drowned, and I don't think he gets in just because he didn't do it long enough.
This is the second time in a month that I've heard Jeff Buckley. They mentioned it to me on Cinephobe. I didn't get the joke because I didn't know who Jeff Buckley was, and then I got shamed for it because it's two Americas.
Not as bad as we just shamed Dave.
I don't know.
I'm not embarrassed if it.
I don't know
If it
Mariah
hurts your
Carey's-
feelings,
You're
no
just-
shame.
You're happy for the deflection, Joy Division.
I'm not ashamed of that. I
You
don't
should
care.
be. It's like the most popular rock tee ever.
Hold on a second. If I walk downstairs right now outside this building, I stop whoever it is walking there and say, yo, you know about that Joy Division?
Or
Big
New
Mac?
Order?
They're not going to have a clue.
Or New Order. You didn't know either of them.
Not gonna have
New Order
a
did a
clue.
residency here for like a week at the Fillmore. New Order's huge down here.
The fact that I have no idea who they are, definitely not getting in the Rock Hall.
This guy doesn't know any Mariah Carey songs. What are we doing here? Not one?
Joy Division / New Order, definitely getting it.
Yo, stop trying to make Joy Division a thing, all right?
They were a thing on their own. They were
Stop
a thing.
doing that in 2026.
Wu-Tang Clan's a shoo-in, right?
Yep.
Shoo-in. Have to be.
You heard of them, Dave Damashek?
I know the Woo.
You know about that Cream?
I've seen the Woo live more than once.
You know about that 36 Chambers?
I know about Cream. Yes, I know about them as well.
I can't sleep at night.
Them.
When you're on my mind.
So
Bobby
they-
Womack's on the radio singing, if you think you're lonely, now wait a minute, this is too deep.
I got to be honest.
Gotta take a second and I turn the time.
amazed by
Start to break and then I hear baby face. I only think of you. It's breaking my heart.
Trying to pull it together.
When I'm falling apart. When elements in.
Bare ass, Dave Damashek. Bare ass.
You're in a race against time, though. You got to get Phil Collins in. You have to.
Phil
Run out of
Collins,
time, yeah.
lock.
Yeah, because he's not
Hold
doing
on.
well.
Why is he a lock if he continues to not get in?
Because they're haters in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
So then he's not a lock.
Well, he's not well,
should
I
be
think
a
is
lock.
what Mike is saying.
He's not well, and they need to do this right now. Remember when Vader was like, get me into the WWE Hall of
Yeah.
Fame? I don't have much time,
Yep.
and then they missed it?
Yep.
That was very sad for Big Van Vader.
Yep.
Wait,
Posthumous inductee, I mean.
how are they? Hold on. Why are they cockblocking my guy Phil Collins? That guy's amazing.
I don't get it.
He's got hit after
They don't make
hit
music like
after
that
hit.
anymore. He would do the concerts, sea of people in like a dress shirt.
Yeah. He was
Tucked in.
He would do it on the drum.
Just say the word, oh, Sue,
You did go to a dentist.
You guys have that in common.
You went to a dentist at least once in your life.
So we have 3 locks:
Mariah.
Phil Collins and Wu-Tang. I don't know if anyone else there is a
Lauryn
lock.
Hill.
All right.
Should be 4.
Is Wu-Tang more of a lock than Sade?
Yes.
Get out of here. What are you
No, are you
asking
kidding me?
that
No.
for?
What do you mean? No.
look,
Sade's going in
look,
before Wu-Tang.
Look, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm surprised Sade's not already in.
I'm stunned by that.
I'm surprised she's not already in. By the way, she's an incredible live act.
Yeah.
I've seen her live. She's
Oasis is going to get in, right? They're
Really?
a lot.
They
amazing. I'm talking about one album.
No, Oasis
No,
does
that's-
not deserve to be in.
Oasis does not deserve.
They don't.
Well, I don't respect your opinion on English music, considering you stay away from Manchester.
All right,
just
but
stay
Mike-
away from the city of Manchester. You don't know anything about Manchester music.
You just went through a whole deal about how Lauryn Hill has one album. What's the difference with
Oasis
Oasis?
has 2 albums, and Oasis was like I'm willing to hear an argument on Oasis.
Not enough. That's the argument.
Okay, but if you're going to use that argument, then I'm sorry, Jeff Buckley. Tragically, you're not going to make it. And I'm sorry, Ms. Lauryn Hill.
Go back just a second. What is the band? Because I honestly sort of am at most half interested in who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because, as we have established, it's fraudulent.
Why is it fraudulent?
Who is the looming band out there that people are saying, like, how is this band not in yet? Because there's got to be. I just said John Coltrane. You said he is in. Is Miles Davis in?
I would bet my life.
Uh-oh.
I would bet my life that Miles Davis is in.
Because at minimum, you have to backfill the ones you missed before the existence of this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You kind of need to start with the people you missed in the 20s, 30s, and up to...
Miles Davis is, by the way, inducted in the same year as John Coltrane, 2006.
I'm glad we saved Mike's life.
Yeah, I also didn't need the LeBron shoe experience to know that I'm washed. It was watching like the last Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing, which was awesome. But one of my favorite bands ever got inducted. I was in high school when I was loving this band. I'm that old for the White Stripes, when the White Stripes got in.
Are you surprised that Iron Maiden is not in?
A little.
Here's Iron Maiden frontman, all right? He is called Bruce Dickinson. And here he is speaking
Talking the walk, baby.
Here he is speaking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I actually think the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is an utter and complete load of bollocks, to be honest with you. It's run by a bunch of sanctimonious, bloody Americans who wouldn't know rock and roll if it hit them in the face. They need to stop taking Prozac and start drinking effing beer. I don't think he cares about getting in.
I don't think anyone should care. It's in Cleveland, guys. I got
Outkast is not in.
For me to go,
they're
not. Yeah. For me to go to be inducted, I have to go to Cleveland.
It's got a couple things going for it, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is one of them. And I will say, I enjoy the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is Andre 3000 in as a solo artist?
He just had. You want to talk about? Well, he does have 2 albums technically because Speaker Box Love Below
is 2 single albums in 1 double album.
I can't believe that Flute album got nominated.
That's when people are trying to afford each other. Oh yeah, I'm cultured. I like this because it wasn't even good flute music.
It was bad. I did not enjoy it.
Like there are flutists who are like, "Are you kidding me?" Like I spent my whole life, and then this guy picks it up and it's like me playing the harmonica. It's just
In Excess, I think has been a nominee for a while.
Yeah, it's enough.
You know about them?
You don't think they get in?
Of course, and they're not a Hall of Fame. Whatever. That's not a Hall of Fame band.
It's a great song, though.
Yeah, great. So anyone who has a great song gets in Rock Hall of Fame?
In Excess does have a couple of decent albums. I have to go back to what I said. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I'm going to stand by, even though I got some flack for it on social media. REM is the best American band. I just think that's who, in terms of influence.
You're one of those.
Call them niche?
I could tell.
You're one of those.
In terms of influence.
You like Fish or something
in terms
like
of
that too,
influence.
Huh?
I like Fish. I don't
Who did
like
I could tell.
Grateful Dead would be in the conversation.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to ask you from a naive standpoint. Please explain to me who REM has influenced.
They basically are primarily responsible more than any other band is for the so-called college radio, alt rock, so on and so forth.
Shiny happy.
That's a terrible song.
So you think they birthed college radio? I know that from that part of the country.
I remember he had the hat and he looked like an idiot.
It was a big deal, and they were
their best records had already
happened
happened by that.
Well, they were considered a college rock band, but you're giving them all of college radio.
Who then went mainstream. They transcended that marginalizing title. It's kids at a certain age will vibe to this sound into something that became top 40 music, and a lot of bands chase that sort of success.
So their influence is not actually musically. It's just
they're
what
great
they did.
musically, yeah.
No. But which bands what we want to be like REM? There aren't.
What he's saying is Little Richard, for example, directly influenced the Rolling Stones. They were like, we want to be like Little Richard. That's influence, not hey.
Who's saying I want to be like REM?
Yeah.
It could be like a band like Coldplay.
I listen. I'm out of my depth a little bit, but I would think that you would be hard-pressed. I bet you if you were able to talk to Kurt Cobain and Eddie Vedder and so on, they would say, there is no us without REM.
My favorite American band.
Peter Buck is spectacular, objectively speaking.
What do you do with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers?
I love them. They're great. They're in the conversation.
Aerosmith?
I guess Bruce Springsteen. I would... But yeah, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, E Street Band, that feels
E Street Band does not count.
E Street Band
does not count.
They're in the Sports Writers Hall of Fame. Put Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band in the Sports Writers Hall of Fame. I hear you,
and in fact, that's considered a hot take. I am partial to Tom Petty over Bruce Springsteen.
Hell yeah, brother.
I don't think
you
would be in the minority.
You know what I'm going to say? If we're talking about greatest American band, it can't be so-and-so and the so-and-sos. It can't be that. It's got to be a band.
Well, the Heartbreakers are a band.
Name a second Heartbreaker.
There was that John. There was a Mike. There's a Mike.
Lion.
The narcissism to do that, by the way, the Dave Matthews Band, you know, is the greatest violator of this of all, is Alvin with the two other chipmunks. Well, I mean, but you have to have low self-esteem to be one of the other two chipmunks. Alvin's going to front the band. Like, yeah, he gets name-checked. We're just the two chipmunks. You're magical chipmunks, too. You can sing in human words. Why are you not honoring yourself, demanding that Alvin give you equal time? No, it's going to be Alvin and my two friends who also happen to be less magical chipmunks than I am, but they're in the band too. I think it's a disgrace on Alvin's part, but also the other two, what are their names? Theodore.
Simon and Theodore.
Alvin,
this is what happened.
Theodore?
Well, I'm glad you guys could do it. You know, they dishonored themselves and their families by not requiring it. No, Alvin's got a big head. Just let him do it. Let him do it, Theodore. Shame on all of them.
Well, to be fair, Simon is a nerd and Theodore's overweight, so they are kind of low self-esteem.
All right, you want to make excuses.
Similar with Hootie and the Blowfish. He just, himself, Hootie, and then you got the Blowfish.
He's not even Hootie. What do you make of what ELO
That's
has
Hootie.
done?
Underrated band.
Yes, I understand that, but like they started as ELO, and then it's like, Jeff's like, let me put my name on there. And I'm in the front.
Oh, I guess I'm not aware of that having happened.
Yeah, it's like Jeff Lynn's ELO now.
Oh, really?
He owns them?
Obnoxious after the fact. Did the other guys die? It's like, yeah, they're gone. They're not going to say anything. Put my name in front of the whole thing.
Better get on that Mariah Carey playlist today.
Nah.
Shut up.
I'm good.
New Order.
Bare ass.
Nobody, stop trying to make
Play
New
the sound
Order
of
a
him.
thing.
Play the sound of him. The embarrassing sound of him. Play it.
Skating with a hangover tonight.